Hey guys, Reverend Tommy Two-Tone. Just wanted to show you some things about the garden. Today's update. A little bit different. I wanted you to see, this is the front of my sidewalk. You see how those leaves are over that? That's where water came over it last night. Even with this little drain thing I have here, it's the first time it ever flooded over it that badly. I had about 4 inches of water over this. Gutters were pouring out. So it was pretty intense. The wind got up. We had 60-mile-an-hour straight line gusts. You see that big limb down there? There in my neighbor's yard's a big limb, and then got limbs all over my yard. Got them all over my roof. You see that one there? Pretty big limb. They're everywhere. But the worst thing, this thing stayed up. I couldn't believe it. This thing stayed up. This fern. This flag was in knots. This flag was in knots here. But the worst thing was my garden. Every tomato plant, with the exception of one, was on the ground flat from the wind. And you can see they've kind of took a beating. So what I've done is, I have made an intricate spider web of string for temporary, because we got more winds and rain coming tonight, more severe thunderstorms. I've made a temporary spider web of string to each and every plant. And they're all stable now. I've checked them out. I've used tent stakes all around the perimeter. But I've got every plant pretty stable. I believe, you see, this plant in the middle was already staked down because it blew over Sunday night. So it stayed up last night. The rest of them were blown over. I believe they can withstand another 60-mile-an-hour wind. Of course, they can't withstand a tornado or whatnot. I was lucky they all blew over to the west, from east to west. And none of them landed directly on my chocolate habaneros, which, let's get down and look at those. We definitely have some buds on some of them. Look at the, there's a flower there. We'll check this one out over here. It's not quite as tall. This one up top. Look at it. This is a bank, a pretty steep bank, and I just utilized what space I have. This got some great little buds on it there. So, oh wait, is that a bug? A Japanese freaking beetle. Let's go up there and check his dude out. I may have to spray him with Dawn. Where'd he go? I knew I saw him in here. I saw him in here when I zoomed, and now he's gone. Well, it don't look like he's doing any damage to my plant. There's that. I mean, there's crap all over this plant from the wind last night. And one more, let's look at, there's a nice flower down there you can see. So the chocolate habaneros are coming on strong and looking good. Let's see. I can't get, there we go, there's that bloom, see, nice bloom right there. And there's this one. I know I'm moving the camera very quickly. I've got to learn more about being a good cameraman. My skills are not the best in the world. But anyway, here's the tomatoes once again. And we're going to come back around here and look at the other habanero and the jalapeno and the fatale. Here's this little fatale, the one that struggled all along. Still got new growth on it. It's still little. Got little signs of buds on it though. Pretty interesting, I think. Small. Okay. But then we come over here to the this fatale. This fatale has actually kind of taken off. It's looking really good. And I won't be surprised really to see some blooms on it very soon. It's pretty healthy. Didn't take too bad a beating last night. Then we've got my 2 cayennes that were grown from seed. They're looking pretty healthy too. And then over here, an orange habanero. Just your basic habanero. That's not a habanero on it, by the way. That's a picture on the little information thing. So it does not have habaneros on it, trust me. As a matter of fact, what is that? Where is that? It looked like it was, but anyway. So, okie dokie. And then we've got the cucumber here, and there's a cucumber growing right up there. Let's see if we can get that. It'd probably be, we've already just picked one off of it. It was pretty big. We're not gonna let them get too terribly big this time, but let's see, there's one, and two, and then where's that other one? Yeah, I can see it with my eyes, but not through the viewfinder. Oh, there it is. That one's starting to look pretty good. Oh, it is starting to look pretty good. Look at that. That's gonna be a nice cucumber. Let's see. There it is. Yeah. Yep. Cucumbers are coming along. They took a beating too, though. Look at the leaves of other trees laying around. I mean, golly bum. But they'll recover, not a problem. And then this little tomato plant stayed. It's the cherry tomato. It's got some pretty little tomatoes on it. Starting to get sunny, but hey, it's just the calm before the storm. It is coming again. We know that already. Well, I guess, oh yeah, the jalapeno. I got to show you that plant. That's one of my favorite. Look at that. Right now anyway, because the habaneros aren't out, but there are some jalapenos growing on it, as well as some more blooms. So, Reverend Tommy Two Tone with my garden after the storm update. Later.